Hi, what's going on today, guys? Today we're going to be working on the tint on my 1999 Dodge Ram 1500. It is the quad cab, so I got a pre-order tint on eBay. It was pre-cut. I got to select, which tint that I wanted, the front windows and the rear, and then the back windows, and they gave options on what type of back window do you have. So I have the 4-split rear window with where it splits open down the center. So what I'm working on is installing the tint. I was actually pretty nervous about getting this on my truck because tint usually takes a professional, somebody who knows what they're doing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try myself. So catching you guys up a little late, I have installed the tint on the truck outside on the 2 back doors. They're just the little small ones for the quad cab. So, those ones were real simple. They don't roll down. Real small windows with just a little cutout. The pre-cut fit perfectly, and we got those installed. So I'm pretty excited because it turned out really good. So now I'm going to move on to the harder ones. I'm going to do the drivers first, and then the passenger, and then I'll do the rear. I only wanted to capture getting 2 windows. So I wanted to capture doing the driver's side and the passenger side, as these are your bigger windows. They are going to be the harder ones. So we're going to go outside. I have figured out which ones are which. Now when you get the tint pre-cut, my house is a mess, sorry. So when you get the tint pre-cut, it is in a square sheet. When you get these pre-cuts, the way it is you have your tint film, and there's the peel off layer on the adhesive side. The adhesive side is what sticks to the window, so you got to make sure that you're getting the right one, because both of them are obviously going to be shaped the same. So you have to make sure that you can identify which one is the sticky side that you're going to use to, press up on the window. And then, so when you peel it, the adhesive layer is going to be away from you towards the window, and you'll peel it down. And that's when the pre-cut comes in, because what you peel down is the excess, which is the full cut square, and then the adhesive side, the side that you're peeling down, that's the shape of the window. So as of right now, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get that done. I'm just doing this in my apartment complex, so a lot of you are gonna be in the same scenario that I'm at, where you don't have a garage. So I'm running in back and forth, grabbing each window, what I'm gonna do, and cleaning it off, making sure that I clean it when I have the tint in hand, so that no dust or anything is getting on it. So I'm cleaning each window as I'm doing it, and not cleaning them as a bulk, and then going in and installing, since I'm coming inside from my apartment and going outside because I don't have a workspace. So if I'm able to do this, you're able to do this. This is my first time ever installing tint, so I'm assuming there probably is going to be some mess up. I do have one little spot messed up on the rear door, but it is what it is. It's not super noticeable, and I still think it looks good. So hopefully it actually holds up, because obviously as of right now, it's always going to look good right after you install it, as long as you don't get any creases. That's kind of the important part when you're installing it, is not letting the adhesive part of the tint stick to itself. If it sticks to itself once you've removed the layer, that crease isn't going to go away. So as long as you keep everything wet and you're getting all the bubbles out and it doesn't crease that way, then it should be good. So let's go outside, let's go do this. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to clean the window. So this part, do not cut corners. You want to make sure that you do not cut any corners when cleaning the window, because prep is your biggest part. So the first thing that we'll do, this is just a little bit of soapy water, and then I do have paper towels that are not lint free, so it is going to leave lint. So I have a towel here that won't leave any residue, and then I also have this little lint free towel. that I'll get it all dried out with. Everything will be set, and then we'll wet it again when we install the tint. Make sure you clean the seal too, because when you peel it down, if this part's not dirty, it's going to pick up anything. So you want to make sure that not only the window is clean, but all of this is clean as well, because that will pick up on the adhesive side. And we're going to clean this thing with tons of water. So then I'm going to come in with just regular razor blade, try to get any additional stuff off of it. I have the window rolled all the way up so I can reach as much as possible, and we'll peel that back as well. Like I say, guys, prep is super important when you're laying tint, because it will pick that up. That adhesive is meant to cure. It's supposed to be really, really sticky, and then it will cure to your window so that when you try to peel them off, they're no longer peeling in a film. It kind of breaks off unless you heat it and stuff like that. When you're cleaning with the razor blade, you're gonna hear where it's clean. Like up here, you don't really hear it, but then you'll hear the dirt scratching. So if it's scratching stuff off, keep using the razor blade for sure. I do recommend cleaning the back side of the window. I didn't in my case. Like I said, it's winter right now and I'm in the middle of my parking lot, so cleaning the outside of the window will help you see if there were spots that you did not pick up. I'm gonna keep using the razor blade. I wanna make sure that I get everything off of here. Sticker off that so razor blades are really good for. Make sure that you don't have anything on there, because if it was on there, pointless. See, I could tell it's super clean here. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time here, but then I'll be able to, I know it was up here, right here, I can hear that there's still dirt there. If you hear that, you just want to keep squeegeeing it with this. Make sure that you don't leave any residue, because if you do, then it's going to show. It's going to bubble up. You're going to be able to see right through it. It's not going to be any good. Like I said, peel back, get down here. The tint will be sticking to part of the window here as well. So you want to make sure that you get all of it. Careful in this step if you don't want to cut yourself, but also I don't know if you should be trusted to install your tint if you can't not cut yourself. Alright, so I'm going to use this towel. See this towel right here? I'm letting this get wet. This lint rag, I'm making sure it does not get wet, because I'm using this literally as my last step to clean down the window to get everything, and then I'll respray it. So this I do not recommend getting wet, because you continually will use this and it'll make sure that it picks up off that lint, and then you can get it wet again and actually apply the tint. So this is like our last step in cleaning it off. So this one is actually a really nice towel. It's really perforated, so it picks things up really well, but it also is not going to leave any lint residue or anything like that behind, so it's good to pick stuff up. You can see the window's super dirty on the outside, and it gives you the impression that it may not be so super clean right there, even though on this side it is. And you want to stick away from any like real window cleaners, because they have ammonia in them and they're going to ruin your tint. So this will be the last time that I wash. So I bought a kit from O'Reilly with the squeegee, and it has window tint solution, and it had a razor blade and all that stuff, but most of it I don't need to use. The soapy water works great, and so we'll see. That's kind of just sitting around. I really just needed the squeegee, and That was, yeah, I pretty much bought it for the squeegee. Alright, so we'll take the soapy water again. Maybe I'll try the window solution on one of the back ones instead of the soapy water, but I'll use soapy water to clean it probably. But I'll give it a try. We'll give it a good review because you guys might be in the same boat as me. And then before we're done as well, we're gonna roll it down, clean that top edge, because that top edge we're gonna start with first. So we want to make sure that's clean, but obviously keeping the window rolled up all the way so you can get as far down here, and then we can always clean that top edge right before we do the install. Like I said, guys, be thorough. And it's possible that I put this on and I mess it up really bad. But at least I know I did everything that I could, right? And then maybe I get a professional. If it fails, I didn't lose a whole bunch of money. It cost me 30 bucks. That's not bad. For a whole thing, it cost me at least 250 bucks to get done. I had my car done when I first got it. I just wanted it done. So I got my car done at a professional and it cost me a ton. So trying this out myself at a fraction of the price, I'm down. Alright, so here's the squeegee that came with the kit. It's got all of the angles that you would need. It's got some spots to put your fingers, make it a little bit more comfortable. This thing has been awesome. First thing I'm gonna do, get my soapy water. Just apply liberally. So you can see, you guys probably can't see the cutout on this, but there is a slight cutout here. The adhesive side is facing away from me. So when I pull this down, the pre-cut starts to be exposed. I'm just going to try to grab it without like ruining it with my fingers, because I don't want to touch the adhesive side with my fingers. And I just want to roll down just enough without letting the tint stick to itself. And then I can kind of just tack it on there real quick. You gotta be careful. Like I said, that adhesive side, the second it touches itself, or it touches anything else, it's pretty much done for. Except for the wet window. It's about the only leeway room that you have. So I'm gonna try to tack it. Over here, pull the backing away. And I'm going to pull it away to about here. Maybe a little more. See, it gets folded on itself. So this is why you get it wet, so that it's pliable. This big window is a lot harder than my rear ones were, that's for sure. So, pulling it down. Almost got it perfect first try. See if I can get my squeegee, try to peel up this corner without touching the bottom. is get it super, super wet. The back side of it too, it helps. So I'm trying to come in up under it. Get it wet up here. Pull it back a little bit. The wetter it is, the better, honestly, because it's gonna slide. And I need it to slide. So like right here, it's a little sticky. I don't want to touch the back, but I want it to unstick a little bit like that. So that I can get it to slide. Oh. Into place if I can get this more wet behind it. You want it to slide in one motion with itself. Try to tug on the adhesive just a little bit, just to try to get it over. If you don't have it wet enough, you'll start to notice, like I am, that it's just not moving as well. Certain parts of it are still a little sticky, so it's not moving. It's not sliding around as much as I would like it to. And then I got this big freaking window. I'm gonna tuck it. I just want to find the top part of this right here where you would want it. You know, slide it over as far as it can go. Try to get it up as high as you possibly can on all sides so that it forms to the window good. Like that. So now what I want to do is I want to try to hurry, get some of the water out of here. I can get some of the water out of there. It should become more tacky. Like that. This is the only part that I really want to be tacky, is just that top part. I can just get that top part tacky. Move that along that edge. I can just get that top part pretty tacky. It shouldn't move around too much. We can finish the rest of the window. So I'm gonna hurry. Try to get all of that. That's about as good as I'm gonna get it, honestly. Take this. Pull up my window, take that out. And in with my water. Get it all up on the back of the tent. Pull this down. Trying to get all that tent super, super wet. It's a little tacky up on the top, but as long as it stays into place so I can get the rest of this backing off, which is coming off. Okay. Alright, here we go. I see why this is done by professionals. It's pretty hard, I ain't even gonna lie to you. We got a crease. Let's see if we can get it out. Nope. this a little bit. With my windows, I have fairly flat windows. So because I have fairly flat windows, heating may not be necessary, because you're supposed to shrink your tint to your window, because tint, vinyl, all of that stuff is not going to form to a curvature. So if you don't have, well, it won't form to multiple curvatures. So one curve this way, it will form, but like a bubble curve, it will not form, it will fold. And that's one thing that if you don't, a lot of trucks have flat enough windows where you can do this without really heating them. But if you have a lot of cars, Jettas, that kind of stuff, are going to have just windows where it's just not possible to do that. You have to heat it from the other side, so that when you put the adhesive down, you actually get it to adhere. So I need heat. But as I run my finger across, or I run this card across, I'm getting some pretty bad creasing. So that's kind of where I'm going to end this right now. It didn't turn out as perfect as I would like. I'm just going to deal with one side tinted. So I'm hoping that before this cures, I can maybe get a little bit of heat on it. Get some of these imperfections out. So I think moral of the story with this one is tinting is hard. Tinting is a lot harder than you would think. It seems like a fairly easy process, but it's very easy to mess up. Things happen very quickly where they are almost unfixable. Like I said, I got some creases down here, and I know that tint will take anywhere from around 5 days to be done. I'll give you guys a close-up if you guys can see. Okay. So here's a close-up on kind of what I'm dealing with. I have a little bit of creasing here. I think if I heat it and push down, because it's close enough to the edge, it's not going to create a bubble. I think I might be okay. Time is of the essence on that one though. So hopefully, but you can see a lot of it actually turned out pretty good, for the most part. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to end it right here. I know I didn't get to the passenger like I wanted to, but I would rather figure out if I can fix this than get the passenger done or screw up even more on the passenger. So I think that we'll probably end it here and kind of be a good learning experience for anybody who wants to try this on their own. I do recommend having heat on hand, for sure.